did as God has commanded him. Now, this is the verse 10. And after the 7 days, the flood waters came on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the second month, which is the February for us right now, February 17th for us right now, because it's different timing at that time. I think so. On that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. And rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. So this is the story we hear every time. This is about the flood that filled the earth and took people away. This is the first time God cleared off the surface of the earth. And he made promises that he would never do that again in the same form. We're going to read that along the line. I think that is in the chapter 9. This is verse 13 of Genesis chapter 7. On that very day, Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, remember we spoke about them, together with his wife and the wives of his 3 sons, entered into the ark, and they had with them every wild animal according to its kind, all livestock according to their kinds, every creature that moves along the ground according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, everything with wings, pairs of all creatures that have the breath of life in them, came to Noah and entered the ark. The animals going in were male and female of every living thing, as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut him in. This is what I love. The Lord commanded Noah, and the Lord shut him in, which means they went in, the Lord let them go in, and the doors were shut. After he listened and he did as commanded. Genesis chapter 7, verse 17. For 40 days the flood kept coming on the earth. And as the waters increased, they lifted the ark high above the earth. So the water was coming, it was gushing. And what God did was to ensure that the ark is above those waters. So the waters was lifting the ark. So God did not let the ark. God did not let the ark to sink. Neither did he let the water to get into the ark. So God protected them regardless, because Noah did all that the Lord commanded him. Remember verse 5. Genesis 7 verse 5. Noah did all that the Lord had commanded him, which means it is very possible for us to please God. Noah did please God. I'll take that 17, verse 17 again. For 40 days the flood kept coming on the earth, and as the waters increased, they lifted the ark high above the earth. The waters rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the water. I just want to imagine, you can imagine, like having a flood right now, and you see something floating on top of it, because God has made it so. Everything was cleared away, only the ark. Every other thing was cleared away, but the Lord said no. He preserved Noah and his family with those creatures, the animals in there, because Noah did all that the Lord commanded him. Yes. And if you ask me, do you think Noah made any mistakes at the time he was applying everything God told him? No man is perfect. I would imagine that Noah made some mistakes as well as human. But God would have overlooked it, because God saw that he was yearning, and all he was trying to do was to ensure that he listened and he fulfilled everything God has commanded him, and he applied everything that God has requested. So what God needs for us is just to try. God is not asking us to be 100% perfect, but he needs us to do what? To try. So Noah listened to God. Noah did all the Lord has commanded. And God ensured that he kept that ark. He kept it floating. And God ensured that the ark didn't sink. So that's how God works.